Hello world, what's going on? Whew. It is Monday, April 9th. Oh no, April 10th. See, I have to look. See, just coming up with that weekend I told you about where I had 4 shows with 4 bands in 3 nights. And I want to tell you a little bit about it. You know, it really went well. Even though there was one, the night with the double booking could have been a disaster, but because I've been through it before, I just played it off and everything went beautifully. Cheers. I am just waking up. I mean, it's like when you do this sort of stuff, it's exciting, it's invigorating, and it really messes up your sleep pattern. So my sleep pattern is all off today. Hopefully I'll get caught up soon. But to talk about music. Okay, yeah, okay. So much going on. So I started out playing as a guest with the band Hand Painted Police Car Friday night for a going away event for the bass player who's moving to Seattle. It was wonderful. I sat in on keyboards with them and played the In Excess song Don't Change. It was great. No footage, unfortunately. The next night, Chemicals double booked when I asked them not to. And so I had a show with them at 9, and then I had a show with RAF at 10:30. Well, and I'll say this in public and everyone can watch it, you know, and if this makes anyone mad, that's just too fucking bad, okay? This is what happened, okay? So I you know, I pleaded with the band, you know, I'd rather not do this, but if so-and-so can do certain things, then I can do both shows. And the contingent is that the other show with RAF was already booked well over a month in advance. So that's my priority. So in order to do Chemicals, we need to hit the stage at 9, play, and be done. I said this several times, very kindly, very professionally. Everyone agreed. Okay, get to the gig. Everyone shows up in plenty of time except for the drummer. And I had heard that he had been in a car accident, but I hadn't heard any details. Earlier in the week, I did understand that through our group conversations, that he said he was going to be there and that it would be no problem. He didn't show up till 9:30, okay? Now, I have been through these kind of scenarios before, so it's like, for whatever reason, with all that forward advance notice, the person still had to arrive late. I just played it off. Whatever was going on, we just play as much as we can, then I go to my next show. And that's what we did, and we actually had a good set. It wasn't the best Chemical set, but it worked. So I got done with that, actually played 10 minutes longer, okay? You know, for the audience, you know, they had waited to see us, you know, and they were appreciative, and we got it going. We did, you know. So then I was able to pack up and head to my next show, which was not far away from that bar, with RAF and the Sewer Rats and another band. Olivers was so kind because they set the beginning of the show back for me. I really appreciate that respect. So I get there and the first band was still playing. They had just actually started. It was wonderful. So I could relax. I could watch all those bands. I have to get back to the Chemicals. There's more to that story, but I'll end with that because that will involve showing you some vinyl. How's that? So stay with me. So anyway, I get to Olivers where RAF is playing. And there's clips of that. If you follow me on Facebook and you scroll down on my page, there's quite a few posts on my Facebook page now because of all the activity. But if you scroll down enough, you'll see some live clips of RAF and you'll see and hear what I'm talking about. I'm not kidding. It's right there on the video. We slay. We kill. We sound great, and we have amazing energy for a bunch of old guys. We really do have the spark, and I'm glad that I'm a part of it. You know, I'm one that's helping supply it. You know, I know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. Music keeps me young and alive, and so I give it 190% whenever possible. So Saturday night ended fantastic, just fantastic, and then Sunday was even better. Sunday I played a benefit for immigration awareness and public funding for the arts awareness. You know, that stuff's possibly on the chopping block. It was a great lineup because it was an Omaha All-Star show. I loved that I was part of it. The up-and-coming band High Up opened. Icky Blossoms were in the middle, and then Connor Oberst's wife's band, Dolores Diaz and the Standby Club, were the main act. We had a very good turnout. There was news coverage of the event. All the bands played fantastically. I love playing with Icky Blossoms. I do. There's a short clip of Icky Blossoms. It's only 2 seconds, but that's also on my page. That 2 seconds alone will show you. I am extremely happy, and I'm not being boastful. I'm sharing with you my enthusiasm. Happily so, because even though I am 61, and that is relatively young now to most people, people are dropping like flies dead around me, so I'm enjoying this. And it doesn't matter if someone doesn't like what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. They're not me, okay? So I pulled off those 4 shows. It was awesome. I sold a bunch of merchandise too. Sold out. I did. I had to reorder. I did. I completely sold out of sound waves. I had to reorder. It'll be about a week or so when it comes in. A blessing. So back to the Chemical Show. So another real nice thing about the Chemical Show is that we were slated to open for 2 other bands, Dear Rabbit and the Chemical Smiths. Excuse me. Now, as a couple days before the show, maybe Thursday, I started to look up the bands. I like to do that when I don't know the bands. I like to look them up and become familiar. And so I looked up Dear Rabbit, and then I saw that was Rents Liam. And I had made the connection before. Rents is a friend, but it's cool because he's a friend that I really only met once in real life. Back in 2008, while I was on a U.S. tour with the band Sun Ambulance, one of our stops was Colorado Springs, and we played, as it turned out, we played with Rents, one of his bands. Well, he actually, it turns out that was when he was just beginning. He had really was just starting to learn how to play anything. I don't remember his set, but I remember him because he was very kind, and he offered the band to stay at his house, which we did. You other folks who have done touring on the indie level, you know that you're at the mercy of your audience a lot of times where you stay. And Rentz's place was wonderful. He had a nice house, nice accommodations, but even better, he was a nice, honestly nice guy. And so we stayed in touch to a degree afterwards, and then when I found out that he was playing, I was like, oh wow, even better. I really do pay attention to instincts and impulses in my body. So because I was double booked Saturday, I was hyper aware of the time, and so I left my home to go to the Chemicals gig a little bit early, and my timing was perfect because just as I pulled into the parking lot of the club, so did Rents coming in off the road. We both got there at the very same time. It was awesome. It was great to see him. Big embrace. And I knew from catching up with Rents online that he had gotten into vinyl, putting his music out on vinyl. So I purposely took some vinyl to trade just with him. I tend to downplay these things. I'm really not about the marketing. I'm about the music. So a lot of times I don't take merchandise, you know. So while I'm at the bar, before everything is going, getting caught up with Rents, we trade records, you know. He has 3 Dear Rabbit albums, and one of them is on CD. So we traded straight up. The other cool thing that happened while I'm doing this with Rents is that the bartender noticed and said, do you have vinyl on you? And I said to myself, no, I really didn't think that anyone... I just brought this for Rents, but I live close by. I can go get some more. He said, yeah. So I went and sold 2 more flyovers on vinyl. It was awesome. Rents, I know you're going to watch this. This is my preliminary, it may be the review. Okay, I'd like to say I'm going to get back to it. Sometimes I'm not able to. I was able to listen to, so far, 2, not all the way, but 2 of the Dear Rabbit albums, okay? Now, you told me to, because you were just getting started, to focus mainly on the newest 3rd one, saying that the first ones are just you finding your way. You know, Rents, I appreciate you putting it into context, because even though that's true, I found it interesting how much I enjoyed this. Now, I haven't played the other early one, but Dear Rabbit, they don't love the songs. This is the kind of artist where a big appeal of this music is the person's personality and their world that they're sharing with you. Rents uses a lot of traditional music styles. Oompa, I think there's some polka in there, Americana, but coupled with his lyrics, which seem simplistic and childlike, but not. It's more like you're entering the mind of Rents, which is really rather fascinating. The guy really is an optimist and has a huge heart, and one of those kind of people who, unfortunately, I did hear that he got mugged. Was it last year? You know, just being Rents. You know, what a shame that that happens at all. But he's a perfect example of the kind of person that would happen to, because he's kind to everyone. Rents, I was surprised at how much I like this, you know, because in my own little Dereck world, I don't play music like this. I don't look for it. I'm looking for something interesting and different and non-traditional. But I respond honestly to music. So when I put these on, I said, oh, this is actually, well, number one, I know Rents, so it's like spending time with him. But beyond that, I found what you were doing musically, the way this album starts. Musically, what you're doing is interesting, and there's something about the way you're presenting these words that I actually am intrigued and want to understand a little better, because there's a childlike nature to them, but I know there's much deeper going on. Like this song, What Kinds of Doggies Do You Like? Or Don't Let South Dakota Spiders Eat You. I think there's something really innocent, but at the same really deep about these songs. And here's the other one, In a Desert Without the Book. I haven't played this one yet, but I played this one. Really, it's still on the turntable. I was surprised, Rents, how much I like it. I got to tell you though, Rents, that if I didn't know you and I heard this, it would probably take me another exposure to bother to listen, okay? And then They're Not Like You, the latest one. You know, Rents, I'm happy to say that I can recommend this music to people who are looking for idiosyncratic singer-songwriters, people who are interested in music coming from particular personalities. For example, one of the latest people who is... A couple of folks who seem to be cult personality hits right now are Ed Sheeran, who I haven't even heard yet, really, and Father John Misty, who I have. And I would say that Rents is not a Father John Misty like him, but he is that kind of artist where I would point people in the direction of Rents Liam at this time. Father John Misty is cool, you know, but I don't know him. And so I don't know how much of what's going on with him is genuine or that it matters. But I know that Rents is very genuine. And so I'll give him the shout out. Whew. Oh, you know, I have to keep doing this because this is my main outlet and cool things are happening. So some of you know that Rick Agnew, the guy that started the Adolescents, DI, Christian Death, he's still going. He's a friend of mine. And he recently bought my t-shirt. And he posted a picture online this weekend of him wearing it at his gig. It's just it's a fantastic picture. And it is such an honor to have my musician friends, especially people who are known, wearing my t-shirt. You know, I love it. I just love it. I've got all sizes in, not a lot of them, but I've got all sizes in, and these go quickly. These go quickly. Let me show you every time, every day. T-shirts, CDs. Okay. Do I feel blessed? Yes. Do I feel fortunate? Yes. Those are the words. That's the focus, is to accept and appreciate the blessings, okay? The one social political thing I'll say is that the reason why I'm so down on our administration and the 1/10 of 1% rich people is because they're so ensconced from reality of others by their richness and having everything that it's just so out of balance that it's just something I'll speak of, and I'm glad I'm not like that. Okay, that's really what I'm saying. I'm glad that I appreciate the things, the good things in life. You know, I would hate to be a person who is so self-centered that my comfort at the expense of the misery of millions, and that's literally what the 1/10 of 1% riches are. It's at the expense of the world. I wouldn't want to be like that.